Again, I am so grateful for everyone that is listening to the podcast. We are almost at 200 subs on YouTube, so make sure you guys help me get to 300. And I do have a giveaway, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of the podcast. So make sure you stay tuned because you won't want to miss out on this giveaway. I just want to say thank you for all the support. But enough with the pleasantries. Let's get into the kickoff. I'm going straight to the NBA. This week, the Philadelphia 76ers, my squad, reopened the facility. So according to Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer, the 76ers will reopen their practice facility in Camden, New Jersey on Wednesday for voluntary individual workouts. NBA practice facilities started to reopen for individual on-court workouts on May 8th in some cities, but the Sixers were not among the teams permitted to unlock their gym doors at the time, as only teams in cities and states with the local governments had eased pandemic restrictions were allowed to reopen. New Jersey Governor Phil Murray announced Tuesday that all professional sports teams in the state can return to training and competition if their leagues choose to move in that direction. So that is great news for Philadelphia, as well as the Philadelphia Eagles, as you guys know I am a fan of. So, or just sports in general. So again, there were other teams that were able to reopen their facilities. The Sixers, especially on the East Coast, right around near that New York area, was hit hard by COVID-19. So the state of Pennsylvania being able to open up, at least just ease restrictions for the most part, is a win for basketball and sports fans everywhere. So I'm definitely pumped about that. I'm glad to hear about that. The Philadelphia 76ers definitely need to get in there because they have a lot of work to do. I don't anticipate them to make any push if the NBA season resumes. They are still missing some pieces. A lot of guys are not, as advertised. I'll keep it at that. But the Sixers need to get rid of Brett Brown, and let's just leave it at that. But I did want to start off with that. That's good news. But I would be crazy if I did not at least comment on Paul Pierce. So Paul Pierce last week was the talk of the NBA world. So Paul Pierce says LeBron is not in his top 5 players of all time. And before I go in on Paul Pierce, let me just at least provide the facts of what has happened. So according to Elizabeth Swinton of Sports Illustrated, Hall of Fame candidate and current ESPN analyst Paul Pierce listed his top 5 NBA players of all time, and LeBron James was not one of them. During ESPN's NBA Countdown on Wednesday, Paul Pierce said the greatest NBA players in history are Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant. Now, on face value, none of those guys are garbage. Again, if your name is in the conversation of being one of the best of all time, again, we are going to be respectful and say all of these players had great careers and some of the best careers that the NBA has ever seen. So again, no disrespect to, any of these players, but LeBron James, in my opinion, is definitely a top 5 player. I'm taking him over Magic, in a split second. Better defender, could pass just as well as Magic. LeBron's a little bit streaky as a scorer, but overall package, LeBron James is a better player overall than Magic Johnson. Let's not get that confused. Obviously, Paul Pierce has some beef with LeBron James. They talked about it earlier this week where they were saying that beef basically started when the Celtics met the Cavs in the playoffs and Paul Pierce spit at the Cavs bench. That's what kind of started the rivalry, the heated, or should I say bad blood. So, and that was confirmed by Kendrick Perkins, who as well as is also an analyst, I believe, on ESPN. So, man, Paul Pierce, he is not a stranger to these types of crazy comments. And, he's a competitor, so he's not going to say, hey, we understand that there's a lot that goes into what he is saying. So, again, it is definitely personal with him and LeBron James. One thing is clear is that he does not like LeBron James. Or, he respects him as a basketball player, but obviously can't give him, credit as deserved. And this is one of the reasons why, because last year he made another statement, and I'll refresh everybody's memory. where he was stating, and again, I'll go into the report. So Bleacher Report, Megan Armstrong. Let's get into this. So those in around the NBA have spent the entire 2018-2019 season celebrating Miami Heat's all-star guard Dwyane Wade as he heads towards retirement, but Paul Pierce still thinks he had a better career than Dwyane Wade. Pierce, who last played in 2016-2017 for the Los Angeles Clippers and now serves as an analyst for ESPN, didn't need the time to think when asked who would go down in history as a better NBA player. Paul Pierce said, that's easy. I would say that off the bat, that's me. Pierce reasoned that if he had some teammates in his prime, as Dwyane did with Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James, he would have been sitting on 5 or 6 championships easy. So Paul Pierce, again, I don't think anybody I know thinks that Paul Pierce, career-wise, had a better career than Dwyane Wade. And if you're one of those people, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I want to see what you're thinking. Give me the reasoning. Don't just say Paul Pierce is better. Give me the reasoning. Now, some of you trolls are going to end up putting Paul Pierce is better and leaving it at that. I can't do anything about that. But for you NBA fans that know basketball and want to make this argument as to why Paul Pierce had the better NBA career than Dwyane Wade, please let me know. Please put your name attached to it in the comment section so everybody can see who you are and shame you publicly. Please. I mean, it's not even a conversation. It's actually insulting to Dwyane Wade that's even in discussion. And Paul Pierce got lit up for that one too. So Paul Pierce, again, he does have something to get. Again, he ran into Dwyane Wade and LeBron multiple times in the playoffs when they were with the Heat, and the Heat, took him out each and every time while they were together, the Heatles. So Paul Pierce having some bad blood with Dwyane Wade, LeBron James, I could see that happening. Obviously, we know where that stems from, but again, Paul Pierce needs to, at least with some of these comments that he's making, he needs to temper them. He needs to lower it. He needs to stay on the down low. Say that to your boys behind the scenes. Don't say it on TV. All right, don't say it in an interview. I mean, come on, man. Paul Pierce, again. Now let me be respectful again. Paul Pierce was a great player, NBA champion. With the first, not the first big three, but with the big three, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett with the Boston Celtics, was very loyal to the Boston Celtics franchise. Again, Paul Pierce could play. We all know this. We're not saying that he's a scrub. But Paul Pierce and Dwyane Wade are not even in the same category. I'm sorry. Again, please leave a comment if you think Paul Pierce is better than Dwyane Wade. I'll leave it at that. All right? Me even spending this much time with Paul Pierce is already disrespect to LeBron and Dwyane Wade in the same time. So let me go into first and one. That was the kickoff. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more fire sports takes. And for those of you who are on the go, make sure you subscribe to our full show, which airs every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch more. Until then, I'm chucking it up, and I'll see you guys next time.